What up, folks? Got something really exciting for you today. This is your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. Looks like we have a new media outlet coming out, the Truth Network. As we all know, the media tends to lean left, and a lot of things that the right wants to say, do, or promote is oftentimes stifled, censored, blocked, or prevented from coming out in the first place. So what is the Truth Network? This is a platform that's going to be brought to you by number 45 himself, President Donald Trump. So there is some really good news to this, and I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about it in a minute. Even as the handsome liberal, I'm willing to admit the media leans left. So I'm going to tell you why I'm excited about this. But before we get into this, I'm going to ask that you do what I always ask you to do. Go ahead and hook a brother up and go ahead and click the subscription and click the bell so you know when I'm dropping these gems on you. And God damn it, hit the like button if you like what I gotta say. Don't like what I'm talking about, hit the dislike button. But tell me why in the comments. Do your boy a solid. Click that damn subscribe button. I love it. Okay, why am I so excited about this even though I'm a liberal? Well, obviously it gives me lots of content. I obviously love debating and talking with right-wingers, which is particularly what watches the channel here as I develop. But at the same time, it is really nice to see politics on the other side. If you know, talking to me or seeing me online or wherever you may know me from, you know I like to debate. So I'm no fan of being in an echo chamber. I don't follow a lot of liberal politics because I'm a liberal. There's no fun in hearing someone tell me things I already agree with. I want to hear the other side, so there are areas where I can work on what I believe in, or even change my mind and see the light on certain subjects. Now, unfortunately, the Truth Network, once this develops, it probably will be an echo chamber because there's not going to be a lot of guys like me or a lot of people with my political beliefs that are going to go to a network that's created by Trump. There's just a lot of liberal hatred for Trump. We all know that. The problem is, okay, we know that as a right-winger or a conservative, someone with Republican beliefs, it's very difficult to get a fair shake from your CNNs, MSNBCs, NBCs, and, the liberal networks. However, you really can't complain about left-wing politics and then pretend like the Truth Network is going to be unbiased. I mean, it's being created by a former politician or a politician for the most part. So it's pretty much the exact same thing. It's just on the right. But at the same time, I do like the idea of being able to hear right-wingers speak freely without censorship. Now, what is my take on this? I don't believe it's going to be very successful. I'm looking forward to it. I wish the network all the best because I want the material. I want the content that comes from the channel, and I like hearing, or that is going to come from this network, and I like to hear adverse opinions. But my belief is that any type of social media platform that's coming from Trump himself that claims to let people speak uncensored is not going to do well. Here's my first belief. Well, you want to put a bunch of right-wingers in one location and let them speak uncensored. Now, what do us left-wingers tend to say about the right-wing party? We try to say that they're kooky, they're crazy. We often say they're racist. We say, all of the things that the left-wing claims, whether you believe it or not, if you put a bunch of right-wingers in the same location and let them speak freely, well, the guy who showed up to the January 6th gathering with the Auschwitz t-shirt on, he's going to be in this group. He's going to be able to speak freely. What do you think he's going to say? I mean, people who support the Confederate flag and what this Confederate flag may stand for in their ideas. What do you think they're going to say if they can speak uncensored? There are people out there who believe that Tom Hanks and Oprah Winfrey are pedophiles. You're going to let them speak uncensored? People who believe that Hillary Clinton eats babies. You're going to this is stuff that if you deal with the right, if you follow right-wing websites, follow right-wing talking points, you undoubtedly have heard people say that Tom Hanks, Will Smith, Oprah Winfrey are pedophiles, Hillary Clinton eats babies. You've heard this shit. So it's not like I'm making it up. It's not like there's only one or two people saying it. Now, obviously, all right-wingers don't believe this, but there is a significant portion that do. There are people who believe that the vaccine and Dr. Fauci is trying to kill off the population. You're going to have all of this on that site. Should people be able to say this uncensored? Hell yeah, they should. But let's be honest about what a social media platform or site on the internet is. It's a business. You survive from donations and particularly sponsorships and advertisements on your site. How many people are going to advertise on a platform that has people routinely saying that, the former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, eats babies with no proof at all of it, or that Joe Biden, the current president of the United States, is a pedophile? How many people are going to advertise on that? There are plenty of businesses that support Trump. There's a lot of legitimate reasons to support Trump. But you're not going to support a site that is releasing this damning information with no proof at all. I mean, there's obviously no proof that Hillary Clinton eats babies, so you're not going to be able to prove that. So these particular businesses are not going to want to be associated with a site that's letting people say shit like this uncensored. There's not enough Mike Lindells out there to keep this going. I do credit Mike Lindell. He's stuck by his convictions. He followed Trump. And nothing's going to stop that guy. He's willing to put his whole business at play to defend what he believes is a stolen election or what he believes is the best administration in the history of the United States. He's going to defend Trump. But at what cost has he paid? Do you think most business owners are willing to take the hits that Mike Lindell has taken? Kohl's, Costco, whole businesses have removed his product from their shelves. Do you think, Bed Bath & Beyond, they no longer sell his products because of what he has been promoting in regards to the Trump administration? How many other right-wing businesses are willing to do that? Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby. I mean, there's a Best Buy. I can think of a whole lot of a Home Depot. I can think of a whole lot of right-wing businesses. But you think they're willing to advertise on a site that's saying Hillary Clinton eats babies? They got left-wing customers too. They just see green, as Michael Jordan once said. I don't see red or blue, I see green. So you think Home Depot wants to be on a site where they're saying Hillary Clinton eats babies or, Tom Hanks is a pedophile? Of course not. So the site would only be able to function based on pure right-wing donations. And even as a right-wing donor to keep this platform going, if you own a business, you don't want it to get out that you donated money to this. So there's only so few ways you can devote income to keep this platform going. And it's not going to be funded solely by Trump. You can certainly forget that. He's kind of one of those things where he's donating his name to the business in hopes of, spawning the business. But the income for this is not coming out of Trump's pocket. You can bet that. So anyway, I'm just simply saying that this new network should be fun for people like me who love, eat, sleep, and breathe politics. But you're not going to have, it's not going to be Facebook. It's not going to be Twitter, even though they're touting it as a alternative to Twitter or to Facebook. The reason I'm saying it's not going to be like these sites is because everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's on Twitter and everybody's on Instagram, left, right, and indifferent. You're not going to have everybody on a Trump site. It's going to be right-wingers, maybe a few, plus or minus a few independents. You're not going to have liberals. You're not going to have socialists. You're not going to have AOCs and Nancy Pelosi's logging into a Trump account. They're just not going to do it. Whereas when you look at Facebook, I don't care if you are a socialist like Bernie Sanders or a QAnon supporter, you're going to log into Facebook because everything you represent, there's somebody on Facebook that also represents the same thing. That's not going to apply on the Trump site. If you get on the Trump site and you start saying, hell, even some of the shit that I say, and I tend to be able to see both sides of most issues, I'm definitely critical of Trump. You know that. I'm the handsome liberal. I would not do well on a site like that. And I'm not going off saying all kinds of ridiculous shit. I'm just critical of Trump in some cases. That's not going to fly on a site like that. And they already have it in their terms of agreement that if you criticize the site, you can be banned. That's on the Trump site, which makes me wonder how much uncensored, how genuinely uncensored are these conversations going to be. In my opinion, you're not going to really have uncensored conversations. You're going to have right-wing talking points. It's pretty much just going to be the right and the far right, and maybe some independent stuff thrown in there. But you're not going to get on this site saying Trump is all of the same things that the other side says. Hillary Clinton needs babies and Joe Biden is a pedophile. You're not going to get on the Trump site and start saying that, Trump is a racist and, Trump raped women and shit like that. That's not going to fly on this site. They're going to ban you. So it's essentially going to be virtually the same thing that we claim that, or the right-wingers claim that CNN, MSNBC, Facebook, and Twitter, it's going to be the right-wing version of that. You can talk, but you got to talk the way we like. That's not necessarily what they're touting it as by saying it's uncensored. No, it's really just going to be a right-wing site where we promote and endorse right-wing ideals. And unfortunately, like I've been saying, I don't think that they're going to get a lot of sponsorships and endorsements. Now, the backing of this is already on the NASDAQ. They already got a stock market assembled for this and things like that. You can look that up. I'm not going to go too deep into that. It's not my avenue of expertise and nothing. And it's something I don't really care about. I'm not going to invest in this because if I was, not that I would invest in it anyway, but I'm fairly certain that this won't survive very long. There's a reason why Parler came and went so fast. You're going to have left-wing haters that are going to do what they can to tear the site down, whether it's hacking or infiltrating it in some way or another, which is wrong, but it's going to happen when you're saying all kinds of libtards and all kinds of horrible shit about the left. So you're going to have that happen. That's going to be the first thing. Second thing I mentioned is you're going to have a very big shortage of incoming dollars because you're not going to have sponsorship. That's the second thing. The third thing is you're going to have a lot of resistance from Silicon Valley. Can you get the app on Google Play or the iTunes? They probably won't even allow you to download the app to use it on iPhones and Samsung and Android devices. So that's going to be a problem to limit it. And then the other thing is other platforms, like for instance, say you see a decent post, what they call a truth, or if you copy and paste somebody anything that's posted on the site is called the truth. Like on Twitter, it's called a tweet. It'll be called the truth. This is what I'm hearing from their lingo. If you retweet something, it's called a retruth. That's what's on their site. Well, you can go on Twitter, Instagram, and take shit that you find of value or funny or you like it, and then you can share it to Facebook or you can share it to Twitter or you can share it to Instagram. You're not going to be able to share their shit because the platforms that we know already are not going to work with them. You're not going to be able to share anything from that site to Facebook. You could probably cut and paste it or take a picture of it and then post it on Facebook until they figure that out and start blocking it. But it's going to be one of those deals where you moved in a neighborhood where everybody's discriminating against you. Nobody in the social media community is going to want to work with a Trump site. So that in itself is going to greatly limit this. Another big issue I think that a lot of the Trump supporters and people who are in favor of this site are not realizing. This is something that you hear in the hip hop and the rap community all the time. They call it self-snitching, which is telling on yourself. You go out and rob a bank or you go out and shoot somebody's house up, and then you post a picture of yourself on Facebook with the guns in your hand or with the money you stole or some shit like that. Government sitting around, FBI sitting around watching your shit. And then they come in, next thing you know, you're under arrest, and when you're on trial, they're bringing up your damn social media page or the lyrics to your song where you're admitting to the fucking crime. Well, what do you think happened on January 6th? How do you think they arrested so many people from what happened on January 6th? Their social media pages. They went to their pages, and a lot of them were bragging about what they did, taking pictures and selfies of themselves, climbing through broken windows and stealing shit off Nancy Pelosi's desk. Well, if you allow them to create their own site, what do you think's going to happen? They're going to be making threats against Nancy Pelosi, threats against Hillary Clinton. This is the kind of shit If you follow right-wingers like I do, even though I'm a liberal, if you follow right-wingers, you hear this stuff regularly. You know, this person needs a bullet in their head. You think the feds are not going to have access to Trump's page? You think they're not going to be creating accounts, particularly right now when there's a Biden administration in there? Hell, you probably have a dozen or two agents just sitting there. That'll be their job all day, is just to scroll through the news feed, looking for shit on his page. Proud Boys, you know, all of these people, they have them flagged, 3%ers. I mean, this is something that you guys need to figure out. I'm telling you, even as a liberal, I'm just giving you the game. The feds are watching, as 2 Chainz once sang. Feds are watching. So they're going to be all over that page too. So there you go. Lack of money in sponsorship, liberal hackers and hate jobs coming at you. Fucking feds are watching. That's going to be another thing. And then, like I said, of course, Silicon Valley is not going to play ball with this site. So there has to be a way, if you are a fan of this site, for you to view it. Well, if you can't view it on your iPhone, you can't view it on your Android, what the fuck? So, and I expect that to all happen, because keep in mind, Trump has attacked all of these different entities I'm mentioning. Trump has said a whole lot of negative shit about the media, about Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. So none of them like him, and he doesn't like any of them. Right now he's suing, I believe he actually has an open lawsuit against Facebook and Twitter to get them to put them back on their platforms. I don't think that's going to go through. They're probably going to use the same damn tactics he used. Delay, and push that shit out until after 2024 if they can. But at the same time, I'm just simply saying it's going to be difficult for this platform to achieve success. I would love to, this video will still be out. I would love to see somebody come back to this video in 2-3 years and tell me you were on some bullshit, you didn't know what you were talking about. Look how successful the site is. This is one I want to be wrong on, because I want the material. I want the content. I want the debates from this site, because I'm going to be on that site. I want this to succeed. I do not think it's gonna succeed because of the volatile nature of it. You can't have a bunch of people in one location just saying all kinds of shit that majority of Americans have an issue with. And majority of Americans do have an issue with Tom Hanks being a pedophile or Hillary Clinton being a baby eater. And I mean, even a lot of right-wingers have a problem with that. So you can't put people in one side and let them say that, or, you know, the Confederate flag is a beautiful thing, and, you know, Camp Auschwitz and shit like. Facebook won't let you do that kind of stuff. Even if you're on the left, you can't talk about shooting Trump or hold up the picture that Kathy Griffin had of a decapitated Trump head. They're not going to let you do that. But this site apparently will allow you to say shit uncensored. So let's see what happens, folks. What do you think? I just wanted to drop this one on you because I am so excited about it. Just like I'm sure the feds are. Because I can't wait to create my account the minute it's out there. Just like I'm sure the feds will do. So what do you think, though, folks? Is it something that gets you really excited? Do you think it's going to succeed where I'm saying it's probably going to fail? Think it's going to be, you know, something that's going to really blow up? Another video I'm just going to drop this at the end of this video, because another video that will probably end up coming is he's also working on creating a right-wing video player site similar to Netflix, but it will be for conservative shows. This is Trump, by the way, too. I'm just saying these are both things that are coming with Trump's name on them. So he's working on creating a conservative, traditional values-based not social media, but streaming service. So both of these are coming from Trump. I think the streaming service has potential because it's not as, it probably won't be as opinionated as obviously a social media platform. But at the same time, there are certain movies, Birth of a Nation, for instance, racist shit like that. I mean, I suppose if you start putting things like that out there, or putting out, you know, documentaries of how the vaccine is going to kill everybody, or how Dr. Fauci is working with China in terms of, I mean, look at what's going on with David Chappelle. I mean, Dave Chappelle, he put a video out there, but I think it's very controversial, and Netflix is taking flack for it. I would assume that if Trump creates a streaming service, there'll be a whole lot of fucking videos like that on there. So we'll see what happens. But that has a better potential of success, in my opinion, because Netflix or a streaming service is 100% based on the viewer's subscriptions. So it's not the same as where a bunch of advertisers can pull out and destroy your site. So I think that he may be onto something a little bit more with a streaming service than he would with a social media page. Tell me where I'm wrong, folks. I'm asking you right now, once again, hit that like button if you agree with us. You feel feeling what I had to say. If not, hit that dislike button, but let me know where the fuck I'm getting it wrong. That's all I'm asking. Where the fuck am I getting it wrong? Anyway, this is your boy Tim. I'm going to conclude this one. Once again, the Handsome Liberal. Love talking to you guys. Catch you in the next video.